Hello out there. Welcome to the Divine Connection Show.
where we want to divinely connect with you. We are your hosts, Jessica.
And Tasia.
Thanks for joining us today. And a big thanks to Akeem for having us.
You're welcome. All right.
So today,
I'm on vacation.
nice.
Yeah, but first, you got announcements. You got a seminar coming up on March the 7th in Charlotte, North Carolina. Go to akimel.com. All the details are there. I also got a special where if two people buy a ticket, one gets in free. So I sent the email out with the coupon code earlier this week. If you didn't get the coupon code, email me and I'll send out the coupon code. So that's the announcement. Go ahead, Jessica and Tasia, so you guys.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm pretty excited. This is our first show. So today, our topic, it's a big one. It's fear. Now, everybody has to deal with fear in some sort of way, but we're going to talk about how to combat that.
That's a great topic.
Yeah.
I think everybody, I don't care where they're at, is dealing with some form of fear. You know, even people that don't do something, they deal with fear. You know, when I get ready to do my seminars, fear creeps in right before I get started. But go ahead.
Mm-hmm. And we can relate to that even today.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I hear that a lot, like, no matter how many times, like athletes, for example, how many times professional athletes, they play, they still get those butterflies in their stomach before they perform, or some type of, even speakers, great speakers, they say the same thing. So we're going to help you guys deal with that.
As we're still overcoming it ourselves. So I know, like, one of the scriptures that a lot of people know is 2 Timothy 1:7. It says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind." And fear, like even in the Greek, is just, when they break it down, it's just timidity, fearfulness, cowardice, by implication, faithless, fearful.
Yeah.
But he's given us
the absence of faith is fear.
Yeah.
That's big. That's big.
Mm-hmm.
And then power, just even that broken down, is he's given us power. So that's like force. And, like, it means force literally or figuratively, especially miraculous power. And it says, like, usually by implication or a miracle itself. Power also is, like, the ability, abundance, meaning, mighty, mightily, miracles, strength, mighty, wonderful word. Like, he's given us great things, and that fear just seems like it just takes over everything. And it makes people timid. When he has given us power, love, and a sound mind. Mm-hmm. And sound mind is even broken down into discipline. Like, we're not supposed to be fearful. We're not supposed to be lazy and slothful. We're not supposed to be hating one another and angry. And well, we can be angry. We know that that's a feeling. It's legit. You can have these feelings, but fear just seems like it supersedes all of that. Like, it breaks. Like, what it says he did not give us, it seems like that very thing supersedes everything. It flows into everything else in life, you know. And then it's like, you got to remember that he's given us so much more. If he's given us power, love, and discipline, sound mind, that's big in itself. But fear even is hard on the body. Like, We were looking at stuff like.
Yeah, but first, Jessica, I wanted you to share a little bit about just with this whole process of becoming private and initially even setting out to reach out to Akeem. Did you have any fear or any anxiety about anything?
Anxiety, and I still get it sometimes when it comes to facing. Well, let's start with. I've known about the video. I saw the video a long time ago, and then it seems like I had to come into a knowing within myself. I just had to come to a place where I felt ready to combat this life in general. So I'm like, this knowledge is out here. I'm out here paying. And I learned a while ago that Navient third-party debt collector, and I'm still paying it. And I'm just like, why am I doing that when there's a remedy out here?
Yeah, I remember you told me that, like, he's like, Akeem said, don't even pay that. I'm like, don't pay student loans?
He said, I don't know why people pay student loans. I would never pay. And then I was like, wait. That gave me, like, literally when, let me take it back, then I'll tell you how I felt when I was on the phone with him. But, so, yeah, I was sitting on this information. I knew this was out here, but at the same time, like, I mean, I pay bills. You know, I'm used to paying bills and paying them on time. So to go after something in a different way and, you know, get behind and all that. So I don't know. I thought about it after a while. I was like, forget this whole thing. Like, I was just ready to combat life, you know, and be free. Like, to know that there's a remedy out here, I couldn't sit on that no more. You know, it's almost like a conviction setting. So then I was ready, like, towards the end of last year, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to, I booked a consultation, I called, you know, and then he was just like, he told me, I mean, I just had, like, little questions. I don't even, you know, like, does this really work? Okay, I heard you on YouTube. I had, like, questions for him. And then I remember he was like, I don't know why people pay, I would never pay student loans and blah, blah, blah. And then he just started breaking it down, like, you know, yeah, they don't have your wet blue ink, they, you know, everything's digital, you know. And I was just like, when he was, as he was talking, because, you know, he's a teacher, so he's breaking things down to me, and I can feel my heart, like, anxiety was setting in, because it was like he broke the mold, like he broke this truth over my head, and it gave me more anxiety, because I was like, whoa, like, wait, this whole thing is a lie. Like, that's really how I felt. So, but yeah, so, and then came when I paid for the template, and then I was just sitting here, like, you didn't even know I was doing this.
I had no idea what was going on.
Because I can't explain this stuff to people the way he does. I don't try to mimic him. I don't try to explain this to people, because I don't know how to really explain it to you, with you to be like,
he's such a good teacher. It's hard.
Yeah, so I'm like, I can't tell you. I just know. Like, I heard it, and I know it in my head, but I cannot explain it to you to where you're going to feel the same way I feel. You're not going to see it like I feel.
Right.
So that's why later I was just like, I'm going to just take you with me. There's a seminar. You can go or you don't have to go, but that's where I got this information from. The person's going to be there. But, yeah, so I just, I did the template, and I sent it in. And then, but he told me, even on the phone, like, what's your credit score? I'm like, it was high. It was high 70s. I mean, 770 or 750. He was like, it's going to hurt your credit. So it was just like, okay. I was just like, at this point, like, so, I mean, really, I got everything I need. I can build my credit back up, right?
Yeah, that's
and
my credit. Like, you can repair your credit. You can build that back up. So,
well, yeah, I was like,
not be scared. If I miss a payment, you can fix that.
Yeah, and he had even told me, because I was like, well, I'm paying that loan, and then I have Navient. He was like, okay. I mean, he was also like, he just said do one at a time. And I really should have went with the other one, because the other one's bigger than this one.
Mm-hmm.
So, he didn't tell me that, like, I should do all of this. You know, he was just like, take it easy and just start with one thing.
You gotta weigh, the outcome. I can keep this debt and keep paying on it, or I can fight to get it removed.
Yeah.
if I don't get it removed, I got a few dings. Well, I could fix that or whatever, but ultimately it's going to fall off.
Right. So I was just, I let it. Well, honestly, so I started the process in November, and my credit just took a hit last month. So now it's down to 6 something. So now it says that I have fair credit when it used to say excellent, And I'm just like, but when it happened, because I was just waiting for this to happen, but by the time it happened, I was so far removed from the first time I went after this. I had no fear. I actually had an expectation, low-key. I was just like, well, I know that, I'm still going to keep doing this process, whether the passport process happens first or later, I'm still going to do what I'm supposed to do, But when I saw that my credit took a hit, actually, I think it was around that weekend when he was in Columbus, and I just looked at it and was like, oh, it finally happened,
Yeah.
But, so I'm just like, I'm not going to let the government and all these rules, dictate my life and keep me in fear when I see, there's an outlet. So I don't allow that fear. That's just me. Literally me taking steps to do this process was me combating fear. Period. I was just like, I don't care how this feels. Even when it goes, fear will try to stop you all the way to the post office, all the way to, when we were doing our passport process. Yes.
I did. So I was fearful about things, but I'm like, okay. They said it works. I'm going to do it. And that's why I was like, I just got to get it done. That's why I wasn't so hesitant about it.
Yeah, you would.
Because I'm like, okay, as soon as I get this done, it's going to be done, and I don't have to have anxiety about it anymore. The whole time I had anxiety. Do I have this? Crossing all my T's and dotting my I's for every single thing. I can't mess up. I got to make sure this. Second guessing, questioning myself. Okay, no, I know this is what he told me to do. I'm gonna do this. Yes, I can correct it. They'll send me a letter if something's wrong. Yeah, but I didn't get any of that. Everything went smoothly.
And in fact, you had to tell her what to do.
Yeah, I had to guide her through the steps because she never.
When you say tell her, who are you talking about?
Oh, the
passport process.
Oh, break that down for the listeners. What actually happened? Because people.
Well, when I went to the post office. Yeah, when I went to the post office, when I had submitted my application and my paperwork,
the lady that
took it, I had affidavit. She's like, what's this extra stuff? And I said, here in the application, it says submit this with the application. So I had to talk to her about that and guide her through it. And I was like, you have to take it. It says it on the application. She went back. She came back, and she was like, okay.
Yeah. And for me, I had Hazel was able to do hers a little bit.
So wait a minute. I have to stop you there because I want people to hear what you just said. You just said you have to take this because it said it on the application. The reason why I'm stopping you because that is the number one thing I get from people that they can't get through because some clerk says they're not taking their paperwork. And what they do is they walk away. They told me they can't take it. And I have to say, well, did you read to them what it says on the application? No, but they said this and they said that. And I'm like, don't tell me what they said. It's the application is what's telling you what to do, and you're following directions. They are not. And remember, those people you're giving the application to are not the ones authorizing your passport anyway. Their job is just to take the paperwork, send it off, and let it get approved. Yeah. But yet they want to be the gatekeeper. But that's very key what you just said. You told her, hey, it says here, right here, and you had that authority in your voice. Like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Right. You know, saying being rude, be rude to people. But, in this world, people are used to following directions. and listening to rules and regulations. So
Right.
you got to be on that psychological level with them, meaning you're now going to be the boss. Hey, this says this, and you have to take this because of this, or this. I'm only doing what this application says. I'm following directions. Because most of them don't read that stuff, so they never read all of that stuff. They're used to taking their applications one way, and you coming in with something different, and then they think you're wrong when they've been wrong the whole time. They're the ones that's wrong, not you. You're following directions.
Right.
So, yeah, that's good. I like that point you made.
Yeah, that's
but go ahead.
exactly
Continue.
what I did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Like, you have to go in there with confidence. Like, when I went in there, I was like, I know what I'm doing. Like, you don't know what you're doing. Like, you're supposed to know. Like, so you just got to really have that confidence in. It's all a mental thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All a mental.
Yes. You're right. It's all mental. It's all
Right.
So you put those vibes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I wanted to do too? You guys brought up that scripture, 2 Timothy 1:7, right? Very good scripture.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people, when they read the scripture, they skip over that first. They read that first part, but they really don't understand the deeper meaning of that first part of that sentence in that scripture. It says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear." So he's saying, I didn't give you fear.
Give you that, right?
Where did you get it from? That's the next question. Where are you getting this fear from? Because it didn't come from me. I didn't give you this. I gave you the power, love, and a sound mind. Meaning that everything I gave you, the power to overcome all your obstacles, the love to withstand opposition from people and things that get in your way, and a sound mind to handle them with dignity and integrity. That's what I gave you. Everything else you got, I didn't give you. So you have to really figure out what's the source of this fear that you have. Is it because it's been programmed into you from your childhood, from your parents, or things that you watched on TV? Like right now, people are running around fear of this coronavirus. Coronavirus is nothing more than a sophisticated cold. Really. Right? So it's nothing more than a cold, actually. Right? Someone was talking to me today about this. Oh, you got to do this. Yeah. Prepare, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and I said, so I went straight to the computer, and I pulled up the numbers of death versus people who had it. 85,000 people got coronavirus. Only 2,800 people have died from it. Now, that's 2,800 people they're saying died from it. Now, are they actually dying from coronavirus? No. They're dying from existing conditions that they had because they already had a weakened immune system, so this came in and took them out or helped it go along. Right? Now, I pulled up the numbers for the flu, the deaths from the flu. The numbers from the flu are way higher than it is from the coronavirus. So people are dying more from the flu than the coronavirus. But yet they're talking the pandemic, this, that, and the other. Listen, there is going to be a problem in this country. I do see something coming, and I suggest people start stocking up on some things. Coronavirus is the problem. The problem is the fear people get from it and their reaction to it that's going to cause the problem. So that's what I predict that, for the next couple of months, soon and in the future, we're going to start seeing issues with buying groceries. And I already said that. I was just reading NPR. It said it. Yeah, April might be a tough month to get products from the retailers because things are going to slow down. So, but that doesn't mean you need to be fearful. Just go and prepare. Everything's going to be all right.
Part of me feels like that. Yeah, part of me about the coronavirus, part of me feels like they're doing that for the economy. Like they want to put fear into us to control us to panic. Oh, we got to buy water. We got to do this, do that. And
like Y2K.
Right, yeah, like Y2K. buy flashlights,
they're doing
all that.
They're doing it to steal money. Let me show you how they steal money. People are putting money into these annuities and all of these mutual funds, right? So if you look at the statistics of mutual funds, annuities, and all that stuff, people don't really make a lot of money off of those things. I mean, if they do, it takes 20, 30, 40, 50 years to even get a decent amount of money out of it. So when the market drops 11, 1,200 points, guess what happens to all of those annuities and those mutual funds that the average person is investing in? They lose that money. So it's a way of putting a demarcation between the rich and the poor. That's how they steal money from people, the average man, by creating situations that manipulate the market into dropping. And, average person is fair. What they're going to do, they're going to pull out of those markets so they can, what they call, cover their losses. Right? They never get that money back. Now, if they stay in the market and wait for it to recover, they'll show a loss on the paper, but they won't have an actual loss until they pull the money out. So if they stay until the market recovers, they'll get their money back. They'll come back even, then they pull it out. But most people won't do that. They will panic and they will pull out, which causes the market to drop even more. So that's how they steal the middle class wealth from them with these types of situations. So, but, the average person don't think of it like that, that they're being manipulated this way,
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Tasia was able to go to the post office with me when it came to me doing my passport process. It's funny because she did hers first, but I received mine first. I did mine after her.
Right.
So, it really was, Tasia was really on it. She was like, I'm about to get this done now. Like, it was almost like she was rushing, but I know she had her reasons for her deadline. And for me, I tried to do that with her, and then it just didn't work out. And I said, no, I don't like to do that. I like to be, what's the rush? I need to be at a place of peace. So I'll get it done. And I got mine done. And she actually went with me. And the lady.
Yeah, for support.
And the lady that worked there, we went to a walk-in. We found a walk-in location. And they just asked if we had an appointment or, walk in. I told her walk in. And the lady was really nice. But all I know is she received the paperwork. And then she just started tearing off pages. I guess the pages that you don't need. She was really efficient in this, and I was just like,
she was the opposite of the person I got. She was a little bit more seasoned.
Yeah,
she was in it for a minute.
Too. Yeah, so the only thing I did wrong was I signed it before I got there. I just wanted to have everything done. Even when she was like, okay, now why did you sign this? You're not supposed to sign this yet. She's like, but it's okay. That's when she started tearing the pages off. She said, we'll just do this part over. So, but even then, so I was already nervous. I was scared even then. I was like, okay, well, wait. I got to take my time. I got to do this just right.
No, but when we first got there, she's like, what is this for? What do you need this for? You said, I'm changing my status. She said, oh. And then she just said, okay. And then I just had to do verbatim what I felt a little resistance. And then she's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So I just corrected it on the new form. And then,
Now, how did you feel when you were walking in there? Like, when you were about to do it, what was your emotions going through you?
I felt like I wasn't afraid. I was just, like, I don't know, shy a little bit. I was just like, okay, I'm just going to go in here, and I'm just going to remember rule number 5. They have to accept this no matter what. Like, literally, like, if I get pushed back, I'm just going to say, you got to accept this no matter what. So that was in my mind. And then, she was looking at my stuff. And the only thing, like I said, I did wrong was I signed it. And then when I went to sign it again, I wrote without prejudice. And then she said something about that. She made a comment, like, well, you didn't. She told me I didn't have to write that because of such and such. I don't know, because she did this before. Do you swear that this stuff is true? And then, she said, but it's okay. And I was just like, I did have to write that. You know what I mean? But it was fine. She went on ahead and she said, I'll be tracking this, and you make sure everything's correct. When you do receive it, you can track it. Like, she was really, really good. But yeah, so that happened. And then I received mine I feel like I received ASAP, and then received my my old one with hole punches in it, and so I did mine correctly the first time. I think what Tasia did wrong was she didn't do the right affidavit. She did it as if she was it was her first time purchasing a passport book, instead of the affidavit when you're returning the passport book to them.
Right.
So, but she just took it back to them, and then that's when she received hers.
Yep, it worked out.
Yeah. So that's why I got mine first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was like,
okay.
Hey,
gotcha.
When I took my time, I was reading through the affidavits. I didn't see any difference at first. It was just one paragraph that was different. And I read this. I was like, I think I'm supposed to use this one, and I did that. And so when I got mine back, I was like, yes, Tasia, you can't have two passports out there. So, just a little, the tiniest glitch that was
They want that old one back for sure.
Yeah, they wanted that.
And I'll let you have two.
Yeah.
It was that simple, though.
Yeah. So, but yeah. And
it was
so Tasia,
that wasn't so bad.
Oh, no, it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, it felt good getting those things in the mail, too.
Yeah, I was pretty excited when she got hers. Oh, let me see. We're national now.
Yeah. And even when I used it, this young guy, I needed something, and he needed my ID, and I showed him my ID. It was like, I've never seen one of these before. That's dope. And then another lady was like, where'd you get that? Yeah, my passport card. And the lady was
like, ooh, that's fancy.
Yeah, another customer was like, they didn't give me one of those. How'd you get that? I was like, you had to apply for it. You just apply for it. And she was like, I just got a book. She said, I'm going to go back. And I'm going to, it just started a conversation. But people actually like that ID.
The passport,
passport ID card.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm not looking forward to getting pulled over or anything, but,
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm going to use that one if that happens, but I probably won't.
I've used it in the bank when they need my ID. But, yeah. So, but Tasia, you wanted to talk about what fear actually does to your body, right?
Oh, yeah. So fear, it definitely has a reaction to your body. And with anything, you can connect what happens naturally to what happens spiritually. And one of the first things that happens is your immune system weakens. Now, spiritually, that gives access to your enemies to attack you. So your enemy sees your defenses down and they'll attack. That opens doorways for bad vibes. You're not able to evaluate your enemy. Your judgment's off. You're vulnerable to spiritual attacks. That is the initial fear. Is the initial access point of the enemy.
Mm.
So, and then another thing is your cardiovascular health. That damage to your body, according to medical news today, a heart attack is death of a part of your heart muscle that causes loss of blood circulation to your organs. Now, you might be suffering a spiritual heart attack and you don't even know it. According to health.org, humans cannot live without blood. Without blood, the organs cannot get oxygen, nutrients they need to survive.
You ever hear that saying that life is in the blood?
Yes. That's my next point. You're jumping ahead.
You're
before me. But we can't keep warm or cold. It regulates your temperatures, fights off infections, rids waste out your body. Without blood, it weakens you, and you can even you die if you don't have enough blood.
So fear can do.
Fear does this. Now, look at it this way. Blood is life. Life is in the blood, right? The blood, it flows to your organs. Now, just say your dreams and your visions or your organs. If those are your organs, then how do you feed? If you have fear, how are you feeding your dreams, your dreams and your visions? You're stuck, So you can't. You have to have that circulation.
That's a good point. How are you feeding your visions if you got fear?
If you got fear, you can't feed it.
Yeah. So that's
you can't. You block it. Well, you see your vision, but you see the problems. You see the things that could go wrong. You're not seeing all the things that can go right. And I think that fear filters into everything. But go ahead.
Yeah. Or there can even be a blockage of your vision.
A blockage of your vision. Yeah.
Like sometimes you do have vision blocks. When you're like on a quest to find, I know for me, well, never mind. I'll wait. Go ahead.
Okay. We'll get back to that soon. Also, blood is a temperature regulator. So with that, how are you going to ignite the fire to work towards what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish? Fear will stop you. Fear will keep you from having that fire, that drive, that go.
Yeah, so basically fear can stops your process. Fear keeps you stagnant, keeps you stuck, keeps you doing the same thing over and over, the insanity, not getting any type of results, different results. That's the way to look at it.
And then
you go back to default. You go back to what you think is comfortable, which is, for most people, sitting down doing the same thing they've been doing.
Right.
Because they want to be safe.
Yeah. And then you won't fulfill purpose, and then the enemy has you right where he wants you.
Right? You'll be depressed. Because depression comes from not achieving your highest potential. Things that elevate your consciousness, your mind, your spirit. So you're in a depressed state, a low state, and that's what the fear keeps you there. And most people say they want wealth, they want all of these things, but they in fear of taking that first step to move towards them.
Exactly.
Oh, I got to do this. It's going to be hard. It's that. It's this. They have every excuse in the world not to go for it.
Yep.
And then one day they're 70 years old and they're looking back and saying, I wish I had.
Right. Yep. And then, to be honest, sometimes the opposition, they're so used to being where they are, the opposition is also a sign of relief in a way. Because when you want to go after something and it comes up like, oh, my relatives in the hospital, you know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I know that happened to me, you know, and it's just like things come. I mean, there's unpredictable things that happen, but what I'm saying is when you have your mind set to do something, like a goal to reach and to achieve, and that drive, anything will happen, and it could be something that's drastic as somebody getting put in the hospital, or something happening to someone that caused them to go to the hospital. It can be that drastic to keep you from from making your divine appointment, pretty much. But, you know, yeah, so.
Right. Fear is one powerful tool, and it is the top tool that stops people from getting where they say they want to be. You know.
Right. Yeah, right.
So, and you got to counter that. Like, when I went to court the other day, I had fear. I've been to court plenty of times. But, I, you know, it was the first time that I had to actually break down why I wanted this motion to dismiss. Usually when I go in, I don't say much. I get what I want them out. But this time, you know, just like, okay, sir, yeah, let me hear it.
You know, in the court, it is such a. I went just for a ticket one time to combat that, and that gave me so much anxiety. I never even wanted to. I said I could not work in the court system at all. That is such bad energy. And this was a long time ago. They're like my first ticket ever. And bought out, I mean, but I mean, I had to pay court fees or whatever. They dismissed whatever. But I remember the feeling I had, and I'm like, I'm not even going to jail. I'm not even like going to court for like to be on the stands or nothing. But the anxiety I had just from being in the building, that was bad energy.
You know why that is, right?
That fear was like no other.
You know why that is?
Because you saying
everybody else in there has the same anxiety as you have. And all of that compounded together, it raises elevates the level of fear in the room. And they live off of that. You know, that's how some people come in. You know, it's a $75 ticket and people just walking up to the thing all, you know, I've actually sat and watched, you know, cases go in the courtroom, you know, when I had to wait and they put me last. And you just watch how everybody walks up pretty much the same way, limping to the table, basically, from fear. They're about to get their head cut off. It's just so crazy how it looks. And that's just the energy of the room. The energy of that room is just overwhelming with fear. You know, then on top of that, a lot of those people are dealing with other issues that they got going on.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, mine was just a ticket, but it was a double fine, and I was just like, no, this isn't right. So I just said I was going to, but I didn't know it was going to feel like that. And I even had someone with me for support, but I was just, you know, I told myself I would never want to do that again. So, you know, but that was back then. That was a long time ago. But, yeah.
Yeah. So every step of your progression of, you know, raising the level of where you want to be, you're going to reach those fear points.
Right.
You know, so you just got to know what it is, what it really is. It's a mental state of mind. Fear is just all mental.
It really
You're creating a scenario that has not played out yet, that you are in fear of. That's really what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you are creating that. So that's why it says, I didn't give you the spirit of fear. I didn't give you that. You said you're giving it to yourself by the thoughts you're creating about the situation.
Yeah, where did it come from?
So,
right.
So that's the question. Where did this come? And once you understand where it came from,
where did it come from?
then you can defeat it. And where it comes from is in your mind, in your thoughts. Okay, it's me creating this problem. Now let me do something about it.
Yes. Yes.
You see? And that's the thing. People don't want to. A lot of people have this fear, and then you say, you're creating that. And they're like, wait a minute, I say, look over there. This is. Wait a minute, it's not in it here. Like I was when I was doing cable, and this girl had a boyfriend that was abusive, and he was gone for months, but she still was gripped in fear about it. And I had to stop her and say, listen, when you go home, who's there? Oh, it's just me. Where's he at? Oh, he's in jail. Oh, so why do you still have fear? And I had to help her see the fear you have is the thoughts of what might be that's not going to be. Because he's in jail, right? And he's there for a long time. So and she's like, oh, wow, yeah, you're right. Look around you. Look at your house. It's peaceful, right? He's gone. She's like, you know what? I didn't think of it like that way. People spend too much time on fantasy of what might be. Negative fantasies. I don't mind good fantasies, but negative fantasies of problems. And they dwell on that over and over, just keep replaying that. Like playing the song over and over. But my daughter's about to call, so you guys are going to be on your own for a second. So
okay.
All right, so go ahead.
All right. So my next point is blood. It fights off infections, which we already mentioned that for the immune system, so I'm not going to go over that one again. But it also gets rid of your own waste. So my question is, when was the last time that you had a spiritual detox? Just like your body needs detoxes, your soul detoxing too. There are many ways to detox spiritually, and we're not really going to go into too much detail today. We're going to talk about, examples would be like prayer, meditation, abstaining from negative energies, bad things. Let me just give you an example. You have to really be careful of what you're feeding your spirit. If you watch horror movies, that could put fear into you. So there should be periods of time where you abstain from negativity, even with the media, with what's going on now, how they try to put fear into you. You need to take some time away from that. Any type of violent entertainment. I'm not saying what you should not. I watch. I like action movies. I like violent movies. I like all that. But sometimes we need to step away. Away from that. There has to be time.
Yeah, there has to be a balance in everything. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, watching. Well, unless you know what it does to you personally, you should not. You should. There's some things you have to.
It doesn't have an effect on you at all.
Exactly.
If you feed it enough.
So, I'm not about to sit up here and watch a whole lot of horror. And speaking of horror movies, I remember a long time ago, my friends and I went to see something. We knew we were afraid already before going in there. I don't even know what that movie was, Esther or something. But literally going to say a prayer before we go in. That's how scared we knew we were going to be afraid.
Sometimes
and
you're not. What? Sometimes you're not mature enough for that. I know I like these now. But it took a certain maturity to get there. But
it's not my thing. And I'm picky about the type. I don't like that dark, demonic, drastic horror. I was what happened to Boogeyman? Now this stuff is gory. It's crazy. I mean, the thing is, I'm not the type of person that have nightmares though, so I don't think I don't know. Movies don't have that effect on me, but some people are different. You're different, though. You're more sensitive spiritually in that aspect. You can't sit up and watch horror movies because you'll get spiritually attacked. I don't really have that. So I mean, I'm also not exempt from the fact that I will place fear within myself and my spirit by watching horror movies. And plus, horror movies don't bring me joy, so I'm not going to indulge in horror films.
But pretty much we're saying you just need a balance. Feed some good energies into your spirit. What I kind of like, I don't know if you've seen Mary Jane, the TV series. She used sticky notes and she put like inspirational things just around her house. I really like what she did with that, but that's just an example of how you can kind of filter out and push out the negative things that you think in your mind, and that you have in your heart, that is in your spirit. Just reminding yourself affirmations, writing down where you're going to be in the future, inspirational quotes. What I like to do is put scripture around what God says about me, and not what negativity in myself might think about myself. I put
what other people.
It doesn't matter as long as what God says I am. That's what I am. So,
yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I was going to say something about what I did, but yeah, journaling and all that.
Journaling, yeah. Journaling, that's good too. But whatever method that you use, meditation, prayer, whatever it is, you need to, even fasting, you need to filter that out and go out with the negativity and with the positivity.
And also, like, who you allow in your space.
Yeah.
Like, even when it comes to relatives, like, your life could be going so great, and then you hear news from a family member, and it's like, it could be news. You let them vent. But after a while, you brush that off of you. Like, help them change their mindset, too. Like, so-and-so did this to them. At the end of the day, like, okay, well, what are you thankful for right now? Let's leave on a positive note. Let's end this conversation on a positive note, because you're not going to leave me. I've learned to not accept people's burdens. I'm not good at that completely, because I don't know. I think I'm an empath, too. But, I'm, like, very empathetic, and sometimes I can take on stuff. So I'm like, you're not going to leave me with this burden. No, I was great. I mean, life is good. I'm going places. I have this to do. I have this to achieve. And also, actually, I got to a point where it didn't work. Like, I got a phone call from a relative, and they telling me their problems. I'm, like, immune to it. Like, okay, that's enough negativity. Let's think of something good and then go with that. And literally it was like, okay, yeah, well, the good thing was, blah, blah, blah. And then they ended it that way, and then it was released from me by the end of that conversation. So even just, it doesn't even have to be what you personally watch or what you personally read or look at. It can very well be your environment around you, the aura of others and the burden of others, or your own life situation. So, yeah.
All right. So, the last thing that I have about blood is, without blood, you get weak and you die. What is spiritually dying in your life? Is it your dreams? Is it your motivation? What did fear try to kill that you had? A business, a program, whatever it is, we cannot let fear kill our inspiration, our motivation, our success, our prosperity, our dreams, our visions. And it's like found a lot of things on the heart. And I'm like, what is it about the heart that is so important? Why does the enemy want your heart so bad? And if you go to 1 John 4:18, and I'm reading King James. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out all fear, because fear has torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. So that right there, that says a whole lot.
Yeah.
So if he can get your heart connected to a lot of things. Your heart's connected to a lot of emotions, and emotions cause you to react certain ways. And of course, with fear, you have that fight or flight. And so, with the heart, if the enemy has your heart, that's a major part.
Well, it says guard your heart with all diligence too. You're supposed to protect, your heart. Yeah, and then if it's so let's say if your heart is infected with fear, like, there are people are very fearful. Like, we already know we see it in different ways, all the way deep down into depression, So, but where is the love? Like, what can you put out there, like, to even receive back? So a spiritual detox is necessary, but you have to actively know that you even need to spiritually detox. Like, you have to actively fight for that. You have to actively, like, this mind game is serious. This mind warfare that goes on is real. So to think of ideas like you've listed, like you named off, from affirmations or even writing it on a Post-it, that's actively combating that warfare of the mind, So, yeah, but what you were saying about the heart, that can go deep.
Yeah,
yeah.
All right. So the third part of your body that.
Oh, the gastrointestinal problems.
Yeah. So with your intestines, pretty much with spiritually, the enemy attacks that aspect. It's keeping you from taking in information, the meat, the information,
Are you
the
talking
knowledge,
about, like, the nutrients, absorbing?
Yes, it helps you absorb everything, and it filters it through your body.
Yeah, it absorbs the nutrients and expels the waste.
So the nutrients
and the toxins and stuff.
Yeah, so the nutrients.
The GI problems.
Yeah, so the nutrients. What I want to compare that to is knowledge, revelation, understanding.
Blockage. Is that what you're saying? What are you saying when you say these things? You're saying that the GI, you're saying, like, spiritually you're connecting it to that thing, that the knowledge.
It goes in.
Okay.
Goes in your body, comes out, goes through all the GI tracts. It disposes of the waste that you don't need, right? After it goes through its process, it comes out.
Okay.
But first you have to get the nutrients from the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding into your body, filter it through, take what you need with that education, and take all the nutrients, what you need to fuel, to move,
to run the rest of the body,
to run the rest of your dreams, to run the rest of your vision, to run whatever it is that you're aspiring to do.
That's true. It's like homeostasis, so fear can basically stop all that.
Yes, fear can stop all that. So the next thing is fertility. It decreases your ability to conceive, to birth out, to produce, to captivate your ideas, inventions, and whatever it is that you're set out to do. it may even abort your baby.
Mm.
And, the enemy wants to kill something before it's even started.
And how many aborted dreams how many dreams have you aborted in life, or how many goals? You know what I mean? That just makes you think. I mean, when you said abortion, that made me think about, or kill the baby or something. Yeah, fear can keep you from even producing.
Mhm.
Fear producing any
How
fruit.
many times you have these great ideas, you think of these great things, but you're so scared to make that initial move that
Make an initial move, or they just literally, like, the higher power is literally trying to give you inventions, witty ideas, and things like that, but yet you literally just think of it as just a thought. When really, like, we're just not equipped. We're so not in tune anymore. We're not driven. So therefore, you're just going to think of it as a mere thought and not put anything into action because you don't even believe in yourself enough to think that you could achieve it. Apple had to be a thought first. Like, Apple products are the highest electronic company now.
Yeah.
So
you gotta make it happen. Right, so I'm on my last point. And fear accelerates aging and causes premature death. So fear, just like killing your dreams, you could die spiritually.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're not. So to combat fear, if we're not pouring into ourselves love, like you had pointed out earlier, and we're not doing anything to grow or literally just being stagnant, just being okay with this life, just this day-to-day thing, not going to be anything else. I mean, like, think about how opposition and the enemy has you right where they want you to never become and to just leave that way. A lot of people leave before their time. Just because people die, it does not always mean it was their time. There is a such thing as premature death. So, but spiritually, you're saying that fear can lead to that, to premature death.
Yeah.
Because at the end of all of this, everything that you pointed out, everything as a whole, so let's even think of it as homeostasis, since you made it more like a natural point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then everything's off. There's no balance. And then there's sickness, there's disease, and then people don't do what they're supposed to do. So, yeah, it will lead to you dying sooner than you're supposed to.
Yeah, that's so.
That was good information.
I didn't know you were
Which you go ahead to
there.
finish. I was good. I was listening. I was learning. I'm a student. I'm y'all number one student. I'm listening. When you mentioned about Apple being the number one electronics or computer phones and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, they had counted Apple out because the IBMs were selling.
Mm-hmm.
PC was the big thing, right? And what was appealing to PCs, why people wanted PCs, they were cheaper, and you could build them yourself, right? Steve Jobs was like, no, I'm not going to let other people build my idea. I'm going to keep it all in-house. So you can't go build you an Apple. Now, you can get an old Apple and put you a new hard drive and upgrade it and stuff like that, but you cannot go and build an Apple from scratch. They don't have a case you can go buy and this, that, and the other. All PCs is all of the parts come from different manufacturers, right? I built a PC myself. But he said, no, I'm gonna. I have a vision for what I want my product to be, and no one else is gonna build it but Apple. That's it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna keep the prices at premium pricing. Premium. You know, their stuff is not cheap. Now, when I was in high school, they had these Apple's 2Cs. That was it was a big keyboard-like thing, and you connected to the monitor. And that's what we had in our school. And I had, access to, I've been playing video games for a long time. So I had all these little video games on a floppy disk, and I used to go load up everybody's computer, and we play video games. After we did our lesson in class, our teacher would let us do it. So I was always into Apple products since the 80s, But after a while, I couldn't. They were so unaffordable, and they were going down. Like they weren't selling as well, couldn't get them. But then all of it, what brought PCs down was hacking problems. It's easy to hack a problem. And, PCs get sluggish after a while. So if you have a PC for 6 months, it starts slowing down. Whereas Apple is just more consistent. They hold their value. And that's all I use now is Apple. Everything I have is Apple. I can get a new computer, and I don't have to worry about transferring data. It just comes right up on my new computer. Just put my login, boom, there it is. Everything's there.
Nice.
But he stuck with the vision. And that vision is still living out today. He's dead.
Right.
Yeah. And it's still going on. His legacy is still going on. And he didn't let fear overcome him. And he started that in his garage. A lot of people counted him out.
Yeah.
You see?
And think about the people that
kept with it.
Yeah. And think about the people that are blocked. And they're just like, well, I don't really want anything else in life, or I really am comfortable, or, well, I would like more, but I don't have any ideas.
I don't believe when people say that. I think when people say that, that's the excuse they give themselves so that they don't have to try. I believe everybody comes here with a purpose and a thing that they can be great at. But what stops a lot of people is they don't want to put that effort in. They're, like you say,
that. And then they could be confused, or also they literally have a blockage where they can't even see. They don't even know where to begin.
Right.
They do probably need a real detox or something. But, but you're right. They have to start somewhere, though. You're not going to find it just by sitting around being comfortable in your comfortability and just being home on your couch. Change the scenery if you're going to, go network or go be amongst people that are better than you. Yeah. To find something in search of, because there's more to life than this that we're supposed to be experiencing. So, yeah. But, so.
Way more to life than what we're doing. Way more. As you reach certain levels, you're going to get, you get more blessings the more you move towards a blessing. You're not going to get more if you're not working towards it.
Right.
So.
Right. Yes.
So.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, man. That was it. Did you cover everything?
I covered everything. We covered everything. Got everything.
Well, that was a good lesson. Good first lesson. There's one person with their hand up here. If y'all want to take a call, I can open up his mic.
Okay.
All right, we'll take a call real quick, and then after that, that'll be it. 313-737.
Oh, pure energy from the D.
Hey, what's going on? Peace.
What it do? Ladies, welcome to Hindsight Radio.
Thank you.
That is a positive vibe y'all giving out. That is a beautiful thing. Feel good,
Mhm.
positive
It sure is.
energy coming from y'all. The topic is on point, you know, especially when you said you got to spiritually detox. Man, that's something right there. I need you just to elaborate a little bit more on that, if you could, just real quick. Spiritual detox.
Yes. So, spiritually detoxing, there's different ways, different revenues you can go, from pretty much, you could do through prayer. It's pretty much time you're taking aside for yourself to filter out, to purge out all the negative.
First thing is
energy.
to recognize what, I mean, not everybody see it, but recognize what is, first of all, what do you not like about yourself? Or what do you not like that you're going through?
Mm-hmm.
Or what have people said about you that's finally kind of either taken root or you finally are seeing it yourself. And
Attack that.
work against that, because that's negative, and work against it. Yeah. Well, he wants you to elaborate on the detox part.
Yeah, I mean,
and what honestly, like I think a natural detox. First of all, I'm a very big advocate of detoxing regularly. So even a natural detox, when you feel good about yourself, first off. So when you detox, you start to feel better in general. So start to do things that's going to feed your spirit as well. Like, I mean, you detox and then you exercise. So
that's it. You know, detoxing is what? What do people do when they detox? They stop eating things that is bad for the body, right? And then they take in things that is good for the body. So a spiritual detox is stop receiving information that's bad for your spirituality. What can be bad for your spirituality?
Exactly.
Let's talk to
I
people about negative things, doing things like that, you know. So what do you do to bring in spirituality? You know, me, I go to the Bible, I read it. And every time I open up the Bible, I can just randomly open up a page and I'll see something. Wow, this is a good point. This is right on point with what I need for today or to talk about for myself. When I'm actually teaching from the Bible, guess what I'm doing? I'm detoxing myself. As I told people before, my lessons ain't for y'all. It's for me. I'm teaching myself. But in it, I'm just speaking out loud the lesson to people to listen to me. But those lessons are all for me. It's what I'm going through, not, you know, it just so happens you might connect to my message. But that's what makes it real, because it's me speaking to myself, teaching myself, you know, bringing in the spirituality that needs to keep me strong. Yeah.
Right. So I'm on the right path then. Like I say, I was just trying to get a visual understanding because I came in a little late, you know what I'm saying? So I came in on that spiritual detox, and I'm like, wow, I wonder if they talking about it just in a different way of saying what they're just saying what I'm doing in a different way. That's all. So I was just trying to get clarity. So from what I'm understanding by me, so what I'm understanding, according to y'all, by what I do is when I go to my Book of Enoch, my Book of Jubilees, the Atrahasis, Enuma Elish, Sumerian Tale of Creation, my Holy Bible, Quran, and all that. So I'm basically filtering out, getting what I need from all these different sources. For me, like backing up what Akeem said, for me, this ain't for nobody else. This is my journey. You know what I'm saying? So
even down to music, what you're listening to, and
that's important. Music is a big play in that game. What kind of stuff you keep your mind through music is a big player. That's
definitely. Right, and I'm gonna tell you something. One of my favorite groups, my favorite group of all time was a keyboard band from Germany Okay, craft work. It's just something about their frequencies, their vibrations, bro, their rhythms. It's timeless. They were actually ahead of their time 30 years ago. If you listen to their music right now, it just coalesces with the way this world is, you know, a computer world. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's just, and they give off certain vibrations. So I cut that on, like you say, and I'll read these things, you know, to better my spiritual self. So I guess I'm on the right track is what I'm saying. Hey, thank you for clearing that up, man. Well, you ladies is a part of something that is, man, it's been around for a while now, and it has helped so many people. You know, and I've been on this show since 2015. Okay, I done seen a lot of people come and go. Okay, and this is from the outside looking in to this whole situation. You see what I'm saying? This is from a third person point of view, from the outside looking in. This institution ain't going nowhere. It has a solid foundation. You know, that's what I like about this platform. A solid foundation. You ladies have come into something which is going to be a blessing to many, 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 many people. And I just want to say, don't let an avarice for material things destroy the foundation that you have now become a part of. Just I'm not saying, be grateful. That's the word I want to say. Be grateful to the creator of all in the position you are right now. You in a good spot. Welcome to the family, Zen-Uru, to the children alike. Continue to radiate, permeate, inundate, and saturate this universe with that pure energy.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Septimius.
Thanks.
All right, I got one more caller. We ain't finished yet. Got one more caller. 773-383.
Hey, how you doing, Akeem? This is Martiz.
Hey,
what's going on? How you doing? Hey, sisters, how you doing, sisters? I appreciate you.
Hey, hello. We're good.
Hey, what's going on? I was with y'all at the Champagne seminar.
Well, hold on, before you finish, I gotta set something on the right path. This is their show, so the first people y'all need to be greeting is them. Then me.
Yes,
this is their
Peace,
show.
Queens, I appreciate you. I was actually, that's my whole point of calling in. Actually, that's what I wanted to say was, since 2015, I have been listening to the show also, and shout out to Septimius. And also, like, it's been right in line with everything I've been, like, going through. And I appreciate you for defragmenting my thoughts and putting them all in reference, because everything I'm meditating and thinking of, and then I hear the show, it answers everything I'm in thought of. And it's like right in line in frequency every time. So it's like, you know, when you're in church and the pastor talking to you, it seems like he's talking directly to you. Hey, this is what your show does to me. Akeem has been doing that to me for years, and now he brought you guys on the show, well, you ladies, the queens on the show. And you did the exact same thing today, like start to finish, even from listening to Lester in the beginning, you know, Lester Brown. Like, hey, it was like, wow. Like, and then everything you said, I've been working out lately, detoxing lately, and things have been changing lately. And I was just thinking about one of Akeem's old shows when he was saying I had to cut out a few curricular activities and then focus on another positive area, and voila, here it is. And I've been watching it unfold right in front of me.
Wow.
So it's like, I'm doing the exact same thing, and it's like, wow. Yeah. And I sound thankful that he brought you to the team, and I really appreciate what you said, and everything is so spiritual to me. And all I can say is thank you. Right. Once again, I can't say nothing else. It's just thank you, because I'm already knowing, and I got the keys, and I'm cocky in the courthouse. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cocky with the paperwork because I study it to the T, and if I don't got it right, I'm going to keep studying until I get it right. And like you said, had the confidence to go and get that passport. I can't wait to step in front of them to go get mine, you know? So, like, I got my paperwork ready. I just had to get my programs on my computer right and get my paperwork typed out and everything. But I'm all good. And I love it, man. It's all spiritual. I thank you.
Awesome. Yeah.
I don't have the words to thank you enough.
All right.
That's all I had to say, man. Peace. I appreciate it.
All right, no problem.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for
You're welcome.
Thank you for calling in.
No doubt.
Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate it. It means a lot to us.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Peace.
All right. Now, Jessica and Tasia, I can't let y'all close out the show without pointing this out. Now, before the show started, y'all was like, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to name it? What am I going to say? What am I going to do this, that, the other? And what did I say? I said, just do it. Just do it.
Right.
Listen, that scripture is so true. It says, don't worry about what you're going to say or what you're going to do. I will give you the words in that very hour. Just do it. Because here's why that's important. Because you are already encoded with everything you need to say from the time you came into this world. It's already in you. Now, what is happening is just bringing it out of you, remembering. We're remembering who we are. See, we became a different person when we came into this world because our parents gave us these teachings and told us this and that, and we believe this and we believe that, and we're not really believing who we really are. We believe in everybody else's idea of who we are, except for who we really are, right? So now, once you understand, they come into believing who you really are based on the divinity that God created you with. All of that stuff comes out automatic. So as I was listening to both of you guys. And as, still started off, you could tell you were trying to go through the mechanics of it, right? But as the flow started getting there, it just became automatic. What was happening there, what was in you came out. And really, if you really look at it, you really didn't even need those notes.
Right.
You could just stick them to the side and just talk and brought it all out because it's already there.
Well, and
that's
to
why,
be honest with you, I really was going to try to not even talk as much today. This is Jessica speaking. I was really going to try not to talk as much, and let Tasia do the lesson that she prepared. I mean, we both have things that we try to prepare, but, and then like you said, you told us this, so I knew it was going to flow. I believed you, though, and it did. And she knew it was going to flow in certain parts, too. She was like, I know you're going to,
And that's what I'm working on. I'm more of a type of person. I got to plan. Everything got to be this way. I'm going to say this. I got to rehearse this. I got to do that. But, I'm working on it.
And you didn't stick with your
Planning is good. It really is good. I mean, you should plan. What I'm saying is, but once you get it, what I'm saying is, don't worry about, be so concerned about how it's going to be said, if people are going to receive it. As long as you're being truthful to yourself and coming out from a place of truth, there's truth. Your spirit is truth. It's always going to work out. People are going to always receive that. You see, that's automatic. So, man, somebody raised their hand. Y'all want to take one more? What y'all want to do? That's all. It's on y'all.
All right. Sure, we can do one more. One more.
One more, okay. All right. 914-920.
Peace to the goddesses. Peace.
Peace,
hi.
How y'all doing?
Peace.
I was about to say, y'all better take my call. What y'all talking about? Y'all better take my call when I want to give you all this praise. Talk about. Y'all better take my call. Listen, because I want to ask y'all a question. I want to ask y'all a question. I jumped in maybe 15 minutes in, and I heard y'all saying a scripture about fear. And I heard the very end of it, but it struck me deeply. And y'all was elaborating on the end of it, but I missed where you said it came from in the Bible. I think it was from the Bible. And you said something about if you were made perfect without fear, something like that. So where'd you get it from? I think you said something like that.
It was 2 Timothy. Wait,
this one?
Oh no.
First,
2 Timothy 1:7.
No, actually, when he said the perfect part, 1 John 4:18.
There's no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear has torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. Is that the one?
Right.
Okay.
What was that again? What's
1 John 4:18.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I just heard that. I was like, wow, because that fear is real, and it's actually slowed. Well, it's actually slowed me down from where I should really be. I should really be a lot further, but I guess I'm where I should be. So that's what that is. So
we're all on the top. Yeah.
But that fear is real. So when you said that, it really struck me. So I appreciate y'all being on the show. I know this is your first show, so I wanted to give y'all some support.
Thank you.
I'm always on the show listening. A lot of times I don't even speak, but Akeem knows every now and then I jump in and say something when something strikes me. So I appreciate y'all. I'll be listening. And peace to y'all.
We appreciate you.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Peace, brother. Thanks for that.
Peace, Akeem. Peace.
See, y'all. Hey, listen. I would say y'all first show was a great success. I am definitely excited, because if this first show starting out like this, guess what the second, third, and fourth show gonna be? It's gonna be even better. So I just want to say again, I got a seminar March the 7th here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Go to akeemel.com, click the events tab, all of the details are there. You guys got any announcements?
No. Just want to thank everybody for listening. And Akeem, thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Hopefully,
thank you for taking up the offer. You walked in the face of it, despite the fear or the uncertainty. More of it was uncertainty of doing it. And just this is a good example, because a lot of people need to see this, that all it takes is just taking that first step, doing it, getting past that, what's it going to be like? The only way you're going to know what it's going to be like is if you do it. All the guessing games, you're not going to figure it out until you actually do it, and you realize, this ain't so bad. This is actually what I was supposed to do. So thank you guys for doing that. Great show. And I'll be back on Tuesday, on Tuesday show. And you guys don't realize how much of a burden you guys are taking off my shoulder right now, because as my responsibilities are getting heavier here, because more people need my private help, and it gets hard trying to do all of these shows and keep up with the stuff I do for other people outside of the show. So that you guys are a huge blessing for me right now. So, with that being said, what do you think we should leave them with? Some Reverend Ike.
Yeah, I love me some Reverend Ike.
Okay, so let's find some Reverend Ike. Let's see. Reverend Ike, bit of good luck. Let's try to find something along the lines of what we were talking about tonight. Okay, how about The Enemy Fixer? This one here. I may not be talking so much about fear, but it's in line. Because we got to fix the enemy. The enemy is, a lot of times, it's not outside of us. It's in us. It's our thoughts. Let's do that one. All right.
Yes.